Hey guys, what's going on? Jake here. Today we are reviewing LEGO Marvel set number 76321, Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock Subway Train Scene from Spider-Man 2, and might I just say, that is such a odd name that they threw train scene at the end. You know, I understand the whole Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock Subway part. It just feels weird that they actually included the word scene. I don't think we've ever seen that included on any other sets like that. Taking a closer look, this set comes with 393 pieces and has 4 pretty solid minifigures, might I say. Now, the art on the side is from the original Spider-Man Raimi movies, and man, it looks incredible. I wish I was alive around then just to see all those toys on shelves, because man, it just looks amazing. I can't believe that we're actually getting sets for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, 21 years after the film's original release. Looking on the back of the box, we can see it does have this Spider-Man logo in the corner. Now, in the other corner, we get our only play feature, might I say. It doesn't really market anything else on the back in terms of features. It shows you can take off the roof of your subway cart. This set includes 3 bags, a sticker sheet, and an instruction manual, of course. Bag 1 has you building just the basics of the cart with a Spider-Man figure. The second bag has you building Aunt May along with pretty much the rails / the wheel section of your subway cart. And the third bag has you, of course, finishing it off with Doc Ock and J. Jonah Jameson, and including the roof of your cart. Starting off, we're going to be looking at all 4 figures here, starting with our Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, who is sporting a new torso and face print. Now, it's not this mask, it's actually an unmasked head, which replicates his angry face when he's, like, holding back the train with his webs and everything. He's using all his strength and his suit's ripping. Now, he does have an alternative expression that's more of a smile, but I don't really see Tobey Maguire as much in that face print. I do think this would be a neat replacement head if you want to use that for your Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four movie. Another complaint I do have for this figure is the hairpiece. I would have preferred it in dark brown at least, because I get it's supposed to be a little more ruffled. He's, you know, going through the scene where he's putting so much effort into holding back this train, so it's gone a little crazy here. But it would have been nice just to get a simple comb-over hairpiece in dark brown. And it's just more accurate to what Tobey Maguire was rocking in those films, because this just doesn't look exactly like it. Now, showing him next to the 2023 No Way Home version, they are very, very similar. There's only a few minor details in terms of musculature on the back. There's a little dark red line on his waist that you can see on the older version, but on the newer one, they got rid of those, and it doesn't really change a lot of the design. It kind of just cleans it up a little bit. I do really like both these figures, and it's really nice that we can even get these, but I would have loved if they did make a more accurate Raimi suit mask. It's not a big problem. I know a lot of people have a bigger problem with the mask, but me personally, I don't think it's that crazy different, especially for a Lego figure. It still would have been cool to see them put a little bit more effort, like they did with our next figure being the new Doc Ock. Now, the set was originally rumored to just reuse figures from the original No Way Home set with, you know, the Tobey Maguire and Doc Ock in his gray suit, which is unfortunately not a perfect figure. But this one is a massive improvement over that. I do really, really like the hairpiece they went with. It is great for Alfred Molina in that scene. And it's my first time having that BTS hairpiece, so it's really nice to see it in hand finally. It's a very nice mold. Now, the face print of this figure is an exact, it's just reuse of the No Way Home version, so it doesn't really have the green tinge to the glasses like you'd expect in the Raimi movies. And another knock against this figure is the color scheme. Now, while the details of the suit itself might be great, for some reason they don't want to go for the olive green color scheme. This movie's been out for 21 years. The No Way Home was out for over 2 years by the time we got that set in 2023. But they just won't go with the accurate color scheme for the costume. It's clearly a dark green or a olive green. But now they went with like the newer, I believe this is the medium brown. It does look good. It's not bad whatsoever. but it is missing a detail which I really did like on its back print that the No Way Home version had. Well, this version has no, like, rips where the, like, claws would come out of his back. The No Way Home version had a really, really nice detail where he had the rips and had the claws, the starting and the beginning of part of them coming out of his jacket, just to show some extra detail there, and I really like it. Overall, I just think the design of this figure is really nice. It's just the colors that need to be fixed if LEGO decides to recreate another version of this guy. Now for his claws. These are like the main attraction with this figure. They are giving us the most accurate version of Raimi Doc Ock claws they've ever done. It feels like they've really learned from the influencers in the LEGO space and all the customizers on Instagram who have been making their own mocks of these claws using those same Ninjago Air Jitsu pieces, which they're using here. And just those old mocks for the claws using kind of the same technique as the Doc Ock from the Daily Bugle set was so well done. But I also really like this official release we got here. Now this is scaled down compared to the versions we saw from the Daily Bugle and everything, but it is a more complex and fleshed out build compared to what we saw in 2021, and especially to what we saw in the original Doc Ock from the Raimi films release. These have a lot of articulation. It has 4 points of articulation per tentacle, and it's pretty sweet. You could see on these two bottom ones, it has the red dots for the lights on the bottom of his tentacles, and then he also has the more so claw kind of grab things part of the center in these top ones. But if you do have the two red lights on the bottom, you can do this really cool thing where you can actually have him stand on his tentacles, which is absolutely incredible. Now comparing him to our other Doc Ocks, again, these are all great figures. It's just that original had a closer color scheme. Might I say, the sand green isn't perfect, but it's closer than what we got in the 2023 and 2025 versions. I do really like all these figures, and I'd probably give the edge to the No Way Home version in terms of just pure details on this figure. I mean, all the line work throughout is amazing, but I do really, really love the hairpiece choice and the tentacle build on the newer one. And also, just for fun, here's the newest Doc Ock with that old bowl cut. Looks a little rough. Going then to our more boring figures of the set, we have an Aunt May who seemingly does have an exclusive face print and maybe torso print. I'm pretty sure they are both exclusive prints, and they look good. I mean, it seemed a little odd that they'd, waste budget on doing that, but I guess they'll find a bunch of reuse in, like, City sets or Harry Potter in the future. Going then to our J. Jonah Jameson, apparently this figure's all reuse. Originally, I thought at least the face was new, but seeing other people's reviews of the set, I figured out that this face is reused. I can't remember exactly where from. If I do find out, I will put it to the side of the video there. But I do like it. I think it is a pretty okay representation of J. Jonah Jameson. Now, this torso is also reuse from Michael Scott and Professor X and everything, so it's not unique. It would have been even better just to reuse the same body from the 2021 version of J. Jonah Jameson, but I'm not really complaining because it's still a nice representation of him from the Raimi movies. Now, might I say, this set looks absolutely amazing. Such a nice little build here. There is a good bit of stickers. I'd say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking on the side here at this 2x2 circle tile, you can see it has this sticker, which does have the normal LEGO flaws of the light gray not really matching in color to the light gray brick, which is a little bit of an annoying issue, but it's not a huge deal. Spinning on around, you can take a look at either the back or the front. Both have pretty much a mirrored build on both sides, with there being a sticker for this Bay Ridge sign, which is a place in New York, of course. And it's just telling you where your train's going, which is pretty sick. Another neat thing you can do is you can actually attach it to other LEGO trains if you own those, which unfortunately I do not, so I can't really show you that feature. Let me actually take the figures off real quick. Now with the figures off, you can kind of see your build by itself. You got your little webs here, which do attach into Spidey's hands when he's on there. They got these little bars which can go in his hands, just to recreate him stopping the train. But you can take those off. It's just held on by like a superhero action pose piece if, you know, the other part didn't want to fall off with it. And then you can also take it off on the other side. And then that really just leaves you with a little bit of rubble on the top and on the side, which you can also take out that action bar piece. And then you're just left with a pretty nice normal train cart. You know, all these windows can open up when you get in the inside. You can just push them all open, which is pretty freaking cool, might I say. Now, the interior of your train cart doesn't include much space. If you look down there, you can kind of see these seats are bumper to bumper. So it's not even like you get like an aisle of walkway that's like even just 2 studs wide for your figures to walk down. But it's still nice because you can put a good bit of minifigures in there. I'd say you could probably fit 8 figs in there if you include both of these front seats. For I'd assume it's for your conductor, because there is also a really nice sticker control panel in there, which does look sweet. If I just take off this other roof here, you can see it's a exact mirrored build, both sides. This side matches this side, it's just opposites. You know, your train cart does have rolling wheels and such, so it does basically what you'd expect a train to do. There's not a whole lot to this build itself. It is of decent size, but not a lot of width for, you know, good room. Now, another thing I do kind of want to talk about in this build is all these parts for the action pose pieces and kind of just attaching your webs and everything. It is a little strange how it leaves all these blank areas across, but you could easily fix those just by turning the bricks so the little like indents for your pieces aren't showing, and it would look much more smooth if you like it that way. Another nice detail on here is they got like these cracked windows, which was a bit of an annoying sticker to put on for me. At least the first one did well, but the second one ended up getting a lot of like finger oils and prints on the inside there, so it doesn't look as well. You can't really notice on camera like this. Another cool feature you got here, which they don't show you on the box, but in the instruction manual it does show you that if you take off these 2x4 tiles, like this, maybe, you can change it with these 2x2 spinny tile things. Just plop them on in there, and then once you get those on here, you can put them back on your cart. It is a little bit more annoying to get it on there since it's like spinny, so it's a little irritating. Then you can kind of go from a display set to a play set, which can actually, you know, like turn and everything due to the little spinning mechanism there being really nice. You can actually put that on your Lego rails, how it can follow your tracks if they're not, you know, straightforward. But for most collectors, they probably want to stick with the regular 2x4s, because I'd assume most people are just putting this on a shelf. And while we're looking at the bottom, there's this really cool part of the build I like, where they use this coffee mug to kind of be like part of connecting your like train wheels to the center bridge. And I really like how it does that, and it adds some nice detail throughout the build. And then again, I just think there's some neat part usage throughout, which does make the build a little bit better. Like, I love how they can kind of show there's a door and some windows in the back without having them exactly usable or in scale, but it does look nice on display. Overall, it's a really, really solid build. Overall, I'd say this set is absolutely amazing, and even though it is on a little bit of the pricier end with $55 for 400 some pieces, I don't think it is a bad deal. All the figures are great, it's a good build, and I do highly recommend it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more beautiful content from the channel. I do have more reviews of early August 1st sets coming out in this day and the next. But that's all I got for you guys. Have a great night. See ya.